So it's been 4 months now since my first lesson with Liam Robinson, and since then, that video is still my best performing video in the last, I think it's the last like 6 months. It's had 94,000 views and just loads of comments from people that were blown away, people that were just blown away by the simplicity of the coaching method. It gets you away from hitting positions and it gets you more dynamic and athletic by using certain drills and stepping and towels, and I've found it just really freed me up to just be a bit more athletic, which is exactly what I want. But since getting back from South Africa, obviously Christmas and the weather being bad in the UK, me not having any tournaments, I had a bit of time away. But now the tournament season is well and truly underway. So I've got a tournament this week at Saunton, then next week I'm off to Portugal for a 2-day PGA Pro-Am. Then when I get back, we got loads more alliances, and then we're into the main season and we got a load of tournaments coming up, and I'm going to take you along for the whole season. Liam is actually in Florida right now until the end of the month. I'm going to be seeing him for a lesson when he gets back from Florida, so that's coming on the channel. But for the meantime, I've sent some swings across because the swing is not feeling as good as it was, which is completely normal. You have time away and you're not doing the drills, etc. You're going to fall into perhaps a few bad habits. Now, Liam sent back a video in which he's analysed my golf swing and just given me a few drills to work on before I see him. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the video that Liam sent me, and then we're going to do some drills, then take it to the golf course and see if we can move just a little better before we go into the tournament this week. Just realised that's been sat there the whole time. Cheers. Cheers, thanks for coming. That's it. That's all you're having today. We're just on the golf course. We're going to play a few holes, then I'm probably going to go and work on the game a bit more after. Now, Liam sent the golf swing analysis through, so this is the lesson from Liam.
Hey James, hope you're well, mate. Great to obviously get the videos through the other day and hear that you're going to have obviously actually play some events this year. I know you was a little uncertain on what you were planning on doing. I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing obviously what we can do. I had a good look at the videos that you sent through, and there's a couple of things that definitely stand out to me a little. Number one being from face on the left hand side, just to kind of understand that in the backswing everything has an appropriate travel, let's say. And what I mean by that is obviously when you get to the top of the backswing, everything should have moved as much as it should and blended in together. When I watch the backswing, to me, I just feel like in this initial takeaway here, I just feel like the arms have done way too much. I know for a fact that at that point in the backswing with myself, the club would have travelled a lot more. So when I'm having a little look here, I don't feel like the club head's doing enough. It looks a little kind of tight in pressure. So the arm pressure, forearms and below, looks a little too tight. Grip pressure would probably be a little too tight. The problem with that then is that because the club hasn't travelled enough, something else is going to have to take its place, which when you get to the top, you can see that kind of you end up having to over rotate and tilt. So the problem now is because that's kind of a little bit too much this way and everything's leaning this way a little bit too much, the problem is it's going to cause plane issues on the way down. The other thing you'd expect to see, obviously, because your arms have over travelled, is your lead arm's probably going to be a little bit higher than I would like to see, which we'll then see from this angle here. Like for me, the lead arm's a little too high there, and you can almost see that kind of tilt in your upper body from this angle perfectly too. You can kind of see that you tell by the way your chin and your head looks that it's over rotated. The problem from there then is because of the angle that you've got, you then try to spin out. You then end up kind of a bit stuck through that position there, you know, kind of if you were talking through the gimmicky word, you'd almost call it a bit of early extension. But what it is basically your body just trying to find space, which you don't have at the moment. From face on then, you'd see like the spin, right leg gets too close to your left leg, upper body gets stuck, dumped and under. It just looks like you've got no time and space, mate. Again, it just looks very kind of stuck's the most simple word for it, really. And then on the way through then, you kind of delivering the club. So obviously directly, if you drew a line between your kind of neck and sternum, you'll notice the club then almost delivers on that angle there. And the problem with that, James, is that you're going to have to get way open to it. You're going to have to hold on a lot. And unfortunately, because of that, you're going to kind of just open yourself up to a straight left pull or you're gonna, well, you got two-way missing there, you're gonna struggle to stabilise the face at all. I think it's a pretty simple fix. I think a couple of things in there, you've got to get yourself that time and space back. Add in a little bit of club head travel, and I don't think that'll hurt you at all, and I think that'll also make the motion back easier, you know, kind of the getting off of it that we've talked about in the past. The more the club's kind of got some torque or movement in it, that's going to allow it to pull you into that position that I'm asking for, rather than you having to try and force it. So I think that'll be really important for you.
That just cemented the feelings that I had. I felt like I had no space. See, in that rehearsal, we're doing stuff with the grip to try and get the grip more, or the club head more active. And there's a bit of a step off, step up, and step in. And here is Liam describing the drill that he wants me to do, how it's evolved, and how that's going to help my golf swing. So take a look at this.
Number one, you're just going to take these bottom two fingers off the end of the grip like so. That's going to give you a bit more awareness of your wrists loading and unloading, because it will make the club feel a lot heavier, but equally it just gets you that a bit more awareness of the club head. We're going to do that. You're going to start with the club out in front again, so that again that allows more club travel, a bit more torque in the club head. But then on the side of that as well, what I really want to get you doing is a lot of things where you're actually fully unweighting this way and now almost lifting that foot up. What that's going to do is just going to stop you wanting to keep everything to the left. So you're going to be able to do kind of club out in front, step off, and actually just lift your foot up so you can completely unweight before then coming back down into that hit. And I think that'll be a real good kind of combination for you, where it's got two things in place that's helping you get torque in the club head. It's also kind of stopping you from wanting to stay left, so it's allowing you to fully unweight here before moving back across. And then I think then what you'll get rid of then is this kind of over rotation pull left, and then this stuck look here on the way down, and I just think that'll fix that for you. The other thing then you can do is you can actually just pop a ball like this. If I do it here first so you can see the distance away, is Nelly Corda does this drill a lot, and again this will just help you kind of get a bit more load in the club head. So you'll notice there that the balls are that close that the club only just fits in between, and then what you can do then is almost just kind of shove that back ball back. You won't see that, but it's gone a good kind of 15-20 yards there with a 7-iron. If you were to kind of get that tilty backswing, you won't get enough leverage in the club head, and you'll end up just kind of bobbling it away. So that's a good way of you doing it. And obviously if you want to do something heavier, you could just roll a towel up or use a foam roller or something like that. That'll give you even more kind of need to participate in the body and the club head correctly. You can then just flick it back, and then get a nice solid strike on the other end of it. So yeah mate, so they're the things at the minute that I think will get you back kind of somewhere where you should be, and then obviously from there then we can see what happens, what you're seeing in the ball, what you're seeing in strike, and then we can tailor it a little bit more towards whichever piece just isn't quite lining up for you. But I think that'll be a really good start.
Really love the way that drill works, getting that top hand off, getting the head a bit more active, because he's right, like it feels like I was going, just like dragging the handle, really like all arms and not like swinging the club head. So like really deep and stuck, but not in the traditional ways. It's kind of just a bit of a mess, but that's generally what you'll see, you know, like spend some time off, you're not moving properly, come back trying to hit golf balls, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but that's why I love the drills. Because it gets you moving back in the right way again, without having to think about positions.
What did you say?
I'm hitting it to over water.
To over water?
Over to water. To leave me to funky yardage.
Oh, I love it.
It's alright. It's alright. Alright for a 42-year-old cripple.
Getting there, slowly, swing by swing.
Right, 91.
And 95.
Huh?
Playing 95.
Yeah, at least.
Ooh.
Yeah. Pretty good. Just behind it.
Hope you've at least picked up something from that, or it's been pretty clear. I'm just going to go now and spend the afternoon, evening working this through, really embedding this, because like I said, got a tournament Thursday and I'm off to Portugal next week for a 4-day tournament. So from me and Rich on temporary greens, we will, or I will, see you soon.